I've ranked every pro hero, now it's time to rank every pro villain. Welcome back to the channel, and let's not beat around the bush. I know you're here for my rankings of these goons. But hold on, brother, hold on. Let me explain the tier names first. Starting at the bottom, we got Ain't Scary. So whoever makes it down here should quit being a villain and get a real job, because these My Hero streets ain't safe for them. Going higher up, there's okay. Like, you can stay a villain for sure, but maybe try harder at it, cause you lacking some villain flavor, and that makes you feel kind of bland. Next we have Taking Names. Now these people you really don't want to mess with, but there's still something more menacing out there, like the monster category. This is for the people whose actions throughout the show are so heinous they are almost irredeemable. And last but not least, Absolute Villain. And I mean, only the elite baddies go in here. I'm pretty sure you can guess one dude that's gonna definitely land on this tier. With that being said, Japanese Kingpin is going straight into Ain't Scary. Now if we find out who his barber is, that maniac is going straight into Absolute Villain. What did they do to him? God damn. The guy who was making shield bubbles for Kendo was definitely a problem. This duo had Kirishima stressing. So I'll give him okay, because he really wouldn't be that much of a problem alone. As for Kendo Rappa, he's going higher into the Taking Names tier because he was straight up fighting people to the death professionally. Prior to this fade, he truly lives just to take names. Now, Dabi, I was struggling for a cool minute on whether I should put him in Monster or Absolute Villain. And hear me out. While Dabi does do some truly despicable things, I feel like there's some people on this list that have done a lot worse. And combine that with the fact that Dabi is mainly lashing out to spite Endeavor, it lands him right into Monster tier. Still pretty good. Better than being any lower, right? Yeah, this guy. He was more annoying than scary. Like, he was a problem for the heroes in the overall hideout, but they eventually steamroll past him. Also, it's very hilarious how he needs to get lit off that sake to use his quirk properly. Get over there and not scary, my boy. Going off the dome, I remember this dude was like a mercenary or running quirk drug enhancers, so his rap sheet is respectable, but he's not going any higher than Taking Names, especially if somebody like Grape Juice can take him in a fight. Guys, don't roast me, okay? But there's a familiar face. Toga has got to go into Monster tier. That's not just me, right? We all can agree that her twisted love towards others' pain and demise puts her pretty up there. Okay, cool, thanks. Now it's time for Gentle and La Brava. Y'all deserve more screen time. Hell, you also deserve your own video, low-key, because they're a really good example of how trying to be a hero in their society failed and ultimately led them on the path of villainy. I'ma stop though and put them in Not Scary just because they're more like campy mustache twirling villains when we got people out here like Stain ripping through heroes. Speaking of Stain, we gotta put him in Absolute Villain tier. His crazy high standards and what a hero should be, like to the point he'll off you if you're not an All Might clone, is pretty scary. Then add the fact that teen heroes ain't even safe on his list. Yeah, you earned your spot, Stain. Get comfy. Octopus dude, you're alright. If you didn't look that creepy, you would have definitely gotten lower. Arg, and I'm talking Davy Jones' locker low, if you know what I mean. Next up is old Moonfish over here, and he's probably the creepiest looking villain on this roster, with a decent quirk to back it up. Yet he definitely needed to be shown more in order to land higher on this list, but Taking Names feels like a good spot to put him. Alright, Shy Guy, we all know where you're going. No need to waste time on you, especially when we got Big Boy Muscular next. And I feel like this is gonna make a couple of you guys mad, but he's gotta go into Taking Names category backstory. I know he was giving Deku the workaround in the forest, and he was also planning to send Kota back to his parents. But the Deku rematch fight, where he got bodied in the matter of seconds, brings him down a couple notches. Just imagine you're a civilian, right? And you look up from your phone to see Muscular get slumped before your TikTok video even ends. Yeah, that orb would be depleting before your very eyes. Until he killed you, that is. The 5th Ninja Turtle spinner is going into Ain't Scary. Sorry to whoever thought he'd be higher, but think about it. He's too much of a Stain simp. Bro can't even decide if he wants Coke or Pepsi without spending 8 minutes wondering which one Stain would drink. Ah man, the Overhaul downfall is crazy. That definitely needs to be studied in some sort of lab. I mean, man went from clapping people in just one touch, rest in peace by the way, baby girl, to rotting in jail armless and quirkless. So here's what we'll do. I won't count anything after the Overhaul Deku fight, or else he would be put lower than Ain't Scary. So with that being said, he's going into absolute villain. Bro had multiple villains working for him. He also clapped Deku in various different outcomes certain-eyed eyes saw. And the ultimate reason, Overhaul exploited Eri for her quirk and took every single advantage he could, using her as a liability in his fights. If that's not an absolute villain, I don't know what is. Clutching a 3v1 will always be hype, so when Sun Eater put these 3 goofballs in their place, I had to give him his props. Hungry Homie is definitely going higher than the rest though, because he was definitely the biggest threat in the room. Mr. Compress is such a swaggy villain, you know? He looks like he could rob a bank and take your girl while doing it. He's definitely going into taking names, because Mr. Compress did take out Midnight, let's not forget about that. All for One, when he pulls up and that opera music starts playing, you know things are finna get real bleak. I bet you guys already knew where he was going. Absolute villain was made for him. I mean, come on man, he literally made All Might stop smiling, and that's very hard to do. Man, sorry Gas dude, All for One is a very tough act to follow, and you were tripping in the forest, but your villainy didn't amaze me. Your mask is pretty menacing though, I'll give you that. It's not once, but it's twice. Now Twice isn't a scary villain or monstrous villain. He's more of an unpredictable tragic character. He literally contradicts himself with every sentence. So he's going into not scary, but that doesn't mean he's not a threat. He put in micro work, and it's time for Shigaraki, the maniac with a mission to destroy this hero-written society, and he's making pretty good progress. I gotta put him with the elites in absolute villain tier. Shigaraki has the power, the body count, and the creep factor to be among the top villains in My Hero. Nah, scratch that. I'd say the top villains in comic books in general. Fight me on it. And last but not least are these 4 remaining mystery dudes, because I didn't know where to put them and I don't really know who they are. But if you do, go ahead and rank them in the comments below. And while you're at it, check out this next video. Peace.